Hey pageant fans, it's your girl Teresa and I'm back with a rebrand. Welcome to Teance, the standard in pageantry, a global pageant coaching and media brand where queens learn to walk, talk, and slay with strategy while still bringing you reviews, recaps, wardrobe breakdowns, and all the insider strategy behind the crown. So whether you're a future title holder or a devoted pageant fan, this is your all-access pass to the world of pageantry, the art, the science, and the drama. Follow me on Instagram at @theofficialteastance for all the editorial content and insights you won't see anywhere else. Now, let's get into this week's episode. Hey pageant fans, welcome back to another episode. I'm your host Teresa, and in this episode, I'm going to be giving you a review and recap of the Miss Universe Philippines 2026 coronation show. All right, without further ado, let's get into it because this one's going to be a little bit of a long one. One thing I love about Miss Universe Philippines is that they really know how to put on a show. And I personally love that their show production is, they always consider the screen. They always consider the international viewers and that whole TV-like experience. And the reason I'm pointing that out is because coming from a small country where our shows are sometimes live streamed, I don't feel like we give the same kind of consideration to an international audience. It doesn't feel like a proper TV production. So I truly appreciate that from the Miss Universe Philippines organization. So right off the bat, I absolutely loved this clip of the ladies dancing and wearing denim. I thought they looked really beautiful, really nice in that. I love that. I also really love all of the tourism packages that we saw. Every time I tune into Miss Universe Philippines, we always get these really beautiful shots of the Philippines, and it just makes me so incredibly excited to go and visit. It's definitely on my bucket list to go and visit the Philippines, and I feel like they truly understand that, you know, Miss Universe Philippines can be a tourism driver, which is why they consistently show different areas of the Philippines to their viewers. Now let's get into the actual show. All right, so the first thing is they had an incredible opening with all of those lights going. It was stunning. It was exciting. It was dynamic. It built the anticipation. It felt like a really grand production. Like, wow, it was incredible to see. The stage was beautiful. I actually really love the nice long runway. I hope they keep that. Like, I thought that was great for the contestants to be able to walk down. So I love that. I also really loved the host. I thought that she was incredible. She's a really strong presenter. She was entertaining. She kept the show moving. And I just overall enjoyed her presence. The opening number was really fun. The ladies looked like they had a good time. I love their royal blue two-piece set. I thought that was really pretty. And I thought it was a nice long opening number, and we got to see the girls multiple times. So I thought that was great. Now, when it came to the format of the show, I was a little bit confused because I definitely thought we would be starting with a top 20, and we did not. We started with a top 30. So the top 30 went on to compete in the swimsuit round, and I just want to share some of the highlights, some of the ladies who absolutely nailed it for me. Starting with Quezon Province. I was loving the attitude that she brought to this performance. I loved the slow, sexy removal of her sarong. I thought she had great strides. I loved her poses and the turn in the middle with the hair flip. That was a strong performance from Quezon Province. Sultan Kurat. I have been loving her all throughout this competition, and I really felt like she brought it in the swimsuit segment. I love the two half turns she gave us. I love the way that she was looking at the audience. I feel like when you look at the audience, it's such a great way to pull them into your performance. I love that she's such a beautiful smile, and she looked like she was having fun, and she just has a strong walk, and the turn and the pose in the middle was everything for me. Up next, to Gig. You guys know how I feel about Tig Gig, the swimsuit performance that's living rent-free in my mind, but she gave us a different performance here, still very memorable, still very unique and personal to her. I feel like she just has such great stage presence. I love that she was looking at the audience. I loved her turns. I love how she incorporated, you know, a little bit of dance into her movement. I thought that was great, but I love that it was controlled and she didn't get too carried away with it, because I got a little bit nervous when I saw her do that. I was like, oh my goodness, please do not turn this into a Miss Grand performance. And she didn't. And so for that, I appreciated it and I loved it. La Union. This woman is such a natural on stage. She has a strong walk, strong presence. I loved her spin term. She had great hip action. I love that she was looking at the crowd. To me, every time I look at her, she just looks so model-less on that stage. She looks like she belongs. She has a lot of natural talent. And so her stage presence is just strong, and this was a strong performance from La Union. Now, if I had to give the award to the best swimsuit performance of the night, it would be Cebu City. It would definitely be Cebu City because this girl did not come to play. She came to slay. Let me tell you, I loved her smile. I loved that she played to the audience. I thought the way that she worked that sarong in the middle of the stage was everything. I mean, just look at this. Look at the turn. Look at the hair flip. Look at the way she moved her arms with the sarong, the pose, everything. I love the slow and sexy walk she gave us. Like, she was the best. She was absolutely the best. And the fact that she came out early on in the show was just like, can anybody top this? And I don't feel like anybody really top that kind of performance. Like, I enjoy that kind of performance. And if you're the type of person that enjoys a performance, you will have enjoyed Cebu City. Like, she was incredible here. Now, one contestant who absolutely surprised me, she was in my top 20, but lower down, is Pampanga. I thought she did an excellent job with this swimsuit performance. She had good sarong work. I loved her turns. She just looked very model-esque. I love her face, especially her eyes. She has these really sultry, fierce, sexy eyes that just, wow, they are mesmerizing to me. And I felt like she just looked so confident on that stage and just stunning, absolutely stunning. So for me, I was so thrilled with her performance. Also on my list after the swimsuit competition was Albay, Rizal, Laguna, Montelupa, Mountain Province, Camiguin, Tandag City, Baguio City, Negros Occidental. Then we moved on to the top 15 in evening gown. And here were some of the women who stood out to me, starting with Sultan Kudarat. Listen, when she came out in this blue and silver gown, it was just wow. Just wow. With that structured collar, it was giving powerful. It was giving queen. It was like, I am here to command the stage. I mean, it was just so sparkly and so eye-catching. And listen, don't even get me started on the slit. Y'all know how I feel about a slit. I love a slit. And this slit was high and sexy, and I loved it. She walked well in it. I loved her hairstyling. My one critique of her would have been for her not to lean back so far every time she went into her T stance. Like, I thought that she was just leaning way too far back. But overall, like, she just looked regal. She was graceful, just very stunning, and I just enjoyed her performance. La Union. This performance for me was, again, very simple, very graceful, very elegant. She's just so model-esque. I love the over-the-shoulder look that she gave us. For me personally, I would say that although her stage presence is very strong, she has a very effortless walk, she is a natural. I didn't love this gown for her. I feel like the color didn't do enough for her. I just thought it was okay. And I feel like if she were just not a strong contender, that she could have gotten lost and potentially been left out of that next round. Pampanga, again, the girl that is just surprising me with every segment. She came out in a beautiful gold gown with a cape. She looked gorgeous. She had a beautiful turn with the cape, and you could hear the audience going crazy when she did that turn because it was beautifully executed. I'm just loving her sultry facials. She's very sexy, very commanding, great walk. Overall, really strong performance from Pampanga, and I'm just super impressed with her. Tegeg. I absolutely love Tegeg. She was giving me ethereal. I love this white and gold gown. She had a nice cape on. It was very queenly. She looked stunning. She was graceful, beautiful turns, very elegant. Overall, a very stunning and mesmerizing performance by Tegeg. Once again, somebody who is giving us a performance and I absolutely was eating it all up. Cebu City. Cebu City. The girl just knows how to perform, you guys. I loved the opening pose. I thought she looked stunning in this white gown. It was very simple, but still like very elegant on her, and it just made her look soft and feminine, and I enjoyed that. I loved her hairstyle. Like, I thought overall she was styled really beautifully. She had beautiful facial expressions. She just was regal. She was killing it. The poses, I mean, to me, best performance, memorable performance. I just love that last pose she gave us. She was just stunning all the way around in this competition, and I was just excited to see her keep moving on. Now, before we move on to the Q&A section, I do want to stick a pin right here to talk about two contestants who I really wanted to see move on and who did not move on. And kind of here's why I think they didn't move on. And that's Baguio and Negros Occidental. Let's talk about Baguio first. You guys know I love Baguio. I love her down. Like, Baguio has been so consistent and so stunning and just amazing. And I love her personality. And she stood out to me in evening gown, in interview, in swimsuit. Like, the girl can compete. She knows what she's doing. But I really do believe that her evening gown and the evening gown performance is what knocked her out of moving forward to that final round. Because let me tell you, if homegirl had made it to that final round, we might have been looking at a different queen, because you know she can talk and you know she got that personality that pulls you in. So yeah, like, we could have had different results here. But I think it's that evening gown. And here's the thing. It's not that evening gown wasn't beautiful. It was beautiful. It was unique. I loved it. But I feel like when you are choosing an evening gown, you have to consider, where are you wearing this evening gown? If you're choosing it for the stage, you have to think about how light reflects off of it, as well as how well it'll translate through distance. Meaning, like, can people all the way in the back appreciate the gown, see the gown for the beauty of it? And is it going to be memorable and eye-catching to them? Because if it's not, it may not be a stage gown. But if it is, then it's a stage gown, right? And I feel like her gown, although it's very beautiful, I think her gown would have been better suited for perhaps an event as opposed to an on-stage competition. And I also feel like maybe, just maybe, if she had done a different hairstyle, maybe if she'd worn her hair down with soft waves, I think that would have added a bit more glamour to the whole presentation, and that could have given her an extra couple points, a little extra oomph, because I feel like she was missing an oomph. It was all too pulled back, all too like reserved. I needed a bit more fight, a bit more fire in it. Like Pampanga, she had that beautiful gold gown and it was bright, and she did a beautiful turn, and I didn't feel like Baguio City gave us anything that was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna remember her. I'm definitely gonna keep up with her. I'm gonna remember her. Don't get me wrong, the gown was beautiful and I would wear it to an event, but yeah, I just don't know that I see this as a stage gown, but it was stunning. I loved it. The other contestant I want to talk about is Negros Occidental. Similar situation. She wore a teal and black evening gown, and it was very edgy. But again, for me personally, I feel like the way that she was styled, it felt more like she was going to a gala as opposed to a stage competition. You know, it didn't feel like a gown for a stage competition. And I'm going to put a caveat to say that I fully understand that somebody else could wear this gown and look completely different, and it could look like a stage gown, but I think for her it just didn't translate as a stage gown. I didn't love the gloves. I wish she had went with a different hairstyle. I would have removed the gloves, gone with a pulled back low bun or something, just something different, because I feel like we constantly see her hair down, and I would love to have seen her hair pulled back so we could admire her face, because she has such a beautiful face. So I feel like the gown performance really knocked them out, but it's really unfortunate because those two ladies have been very, very strong contenders in the competition, and I would have loved to have seen them in the top 7. Now let's talk about the Q&A round. We got a top 7, and the question was, many Filipinos are getting frustrated with the country. For you, why is it still worth to represent Philippines on the global stage? Now, after listening to all the contestants, the ladies who I would have picked to move on if they were going to be a top 5 were La Union, Cebu City, Taguig, Cebu Province, and Pampanga. Now, out of all of them, I feel like the top 3 would be La Union, Cebu City, and Taguig. With La Union, her response was very composed. I loved the delivery of her response. She didn't come across as nervous or scared. She was calm, cool, and collected. She delivered a heartfelt response. She really painted me a picture of her background, which I appreciated because it gave me context for where she's coming from. And I feel like she just took her time and explained herself really well. Cebu City. I thought she had a good start to her answer. She was very empathetic to those who are frustrated. She even identified with them. Her message was very uplifting. She was encouraging others to keep hoping despite the struggles. And then there was Taguig. Taguig, I really loved her response because it was very personal. She had a very strong message, which was, although we may stumble or fall, sometimes we will always soar twice as high. And I feel like ending on that really resonated with people. It was a strong message. It really made you feel the resilience of the Filipino people, and it endeared people to her. So I thought she did an excellent job with it. Now, I was very surprised at the end that we didn't get the whole 4th runner-up, 3rd runner-up, all the placements. We just got the winner of Miss Universe Philippines is La Union. I'm really surprised that they didn't do placements because I feel like placements are important. It's important to give these women their flowers on stage in front of the public. Also, I think that it helps build the anticipation, right? Because as you watch to see like, okay, are my bets going to win? How is this going to turn out? Are we on the same page as the judges? What are the judges thinking? And I feel like we didn't get that. And I was like, that felt very rushed after like a 4-hour show. It felt very rushed. So I was like, ooh, why didn't we get that? I don't know. Maybe somebody, if you guys know, can you comment down below why didn't we get placements? I know that we can't give out other titles on the Miss Universe stage. I know that, but I mean, 4th runner-up, 3rd runner-up. That's tradition. I'm sad that it didn't happen. So there you have it. We have a new Miss Universe Philippines, Bea Milan Wendorsky. I'm not sure if you say her name Bea or Bia, but yeah, like to me, she was very consistent as well. Like, she did well in the prelims. I remember her from Evening Gown. I remember her in Swimsuit. I remember her in Q&A or interview. I think that for me personally, I want a little bit more from her in terms of her performance. I do want a little bit more. I don't want her to necessarily walk in and just kind of like rely on her strong stage presence. I want her to give us a little bit more. If she could kind of get to that point where Cebu City is, where she's giving us a little bit extra, I think that would really set her on fire and set her apart from everyone. But honestly, guys, I really feel like they had a strong group of girls. And if they had even gone with Cebu City or Taguig, I think Philippines would have been in a good position. So either way, I don't think they could have lost this year. And I feel like with Bea, I think she can win Miss Universe for the Philippines. I'm getting cold chills talking about it. Like, I think she can win or at least finish top 2. So it's going to be a great year for the Philippines if, everything goes smoothly. I think it'll be a good year for the Philippines, and they did a really great job with the show, and the winner is going to do well, I think. So congratulations, Miss Universe Philippines, on another successful show. You guys comment down below, who were your biggest surprises? Who did you think should have won? Were you team La Union? Were you someone else? Like, tell me all about it down below. Until next time, you guys, have a great week. Bye.